there and welcome to another Dave Does video, and today we are doing Dave Does crafting, creation and just generally making stuff really. And we're going to be making a runestone crafting necklace. This is one of the items that's sold through the Right Inside Craft Shop, one of the ways that you can help sponsor my channel. And I thought I'd just share kind of some of the ways that you can do it yourself. It's really cost effective. So yes, if you really wanted to go out and do it yourself, but I thought I'd show you the process that I use or I go through. So we're going to do one a runestone necklace with the idea of it's going to be the symbol for wholeness, as it's one I've just recently made for a client actually yesterday. So I'm going to make one today. Now if you want to support the channel, please do, you can do that, or if you like the video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like, share, the comments down below, get involved with all the other reaction challenges and other things on the channel. Make sure you go check out all the other original content. We also have, if you want to support the channel, you can do the Patreon, priority video request, Right Inside Craft Shop, where you can purchase items like we're going to make today, and of course you've got Bandcamp for the band Nothing Game for my old band Nothing Game. Also, if you want to get involved with the guitar, we've got the £5 raffle for the custom built electric guitar, which you can also get involved with. All details are down below in the description. So basically today we're going to be utilising this, which is a piece of slate stone. I use slate stone because it's a little bit more easy to work with. It's still hard, it's still durable, but it's easy enough to work with that it doesn't cause you any major problems as far as harder like quartz and stuff like that, which takes a little bit longer to work with. This is relatively simple. I've chosen a relatively flat piece, so what you've got here is nice and flat down one side. It's a little bit bumpier on the other, but we're going to handle that, deal with that. You ideally would like to do this in a more open place because of mess. However, I need to clean up this room anyway, so I'm going to do it in here today on the desk and clean up afterwards. But yeah, do this outside, get yourself well ventilated. I've just had the window open anyway, but let's get to this. Let's cut to the other camera. Okay, so here we have, this is basically a kind of standard setup. So this is a Dremel base type drill. We've got a load of different drill pieces. Now all of these are going to be diamond cutting drill pieces. We've got one for kind of shaping, which I'm going to use around just to cut off the excess. And then all of these are different types of engraving for different sort of sizes. We're going to go with quite a, well, let's do a medium size for this one. I'll get quite a cool groove on it. So let's use something a little bit rigid. So this is quite, see if you can see that. Basically, it's quite a full. See if try on the other camera. Extreme. Okay, well, basically, it's like a toothpick, giant toothpick. Lock that into the drill, and literally, the symbol for the Viking symbol for the wholeness looks like a Z or a lightning bolt, if you like. So we're going to use the stone and kind of do it straight down the kind of middle of the stone here. Always work towards you. And it's important to initially do that working back towards you, otherwise if you try and push, you're going to jolt away. If you get that first nice groove coming, and I felt a little bit of movement there, so I'm just going to tighten it a little bit more. You get a little spanner, but I tend to do it by hand. But yeah, always work towards you to get that nice solid groove. Don't try to get it too quickly. Make sure you've got enough of a groove before you start moving back up the line. So now we're going to do a cross. And again, I'm going to do it across and to join up. And then finally, going to go down. You can see a bit of dust coming off. And a little bit of movement again. Okay, so we've got a bit of one. We've got a couple of little bit of movements from the drill. So I just need to tidy those up. Okay, so the first one we've now got, which is in here. So we've got the little lightning bolt, Harry Potter lightning bolt, if you like. Now the next bit, before you start doing anything else, get the drill circle in the top. It's important to do this early on because you can sometimes do that as the very first thing that you do. Just because if it splits, you have to start again. So you can use drill piece. I'm going to use the Dremel pill. If you can use water at the same time, this does help because it keeps it moving. However, this is not a water-based drill piece, so we're just going to have to gently rotate it round. It's got on the tip, it has got some metal filing, that's all diamond filing, so that should help cut through. Okay, I'm going to widen the hole. That fills. Okay, so we're now at that point where we've got the hole in the top, we've got the little Z icon. Now we've got to make it look a bit more like a shape, because at the moment this is just a stone with a hole and a Z, so we need to make it more pendant shape. So for that, we're going to use this little disc one. You get different size of these. I've got quite a few different ones in here, but we're just going to use this one for a standard. And what I'm going to want to do now is just lob off round and make a bit of a shape. Lots of dust. I really should be wearing a face mask at this point. And at this point, you don't want to be too precious about sort of exactly what shape you're getting. You just want to get a rough average, because the next piece will actually get that to a bit of a smoother start. Okay, getting there. More off. Important safety, watch where your fingers are. So see if you noticed here, I kept my fingers away from the line that I'm actually working. That way, if the drill suddenly pulls away, it's not actually going to hit my fingers. I'm going to try and snap. No, not quite through enough there to snap that. Another safety tip: if you do this in a place that has smoke alarms, make sure you either well ventilate the area, or you unplug them for the time that you're doing it, but plug them back in again afterwards. This smoke will set your fire alarm off. Okay, so we're now at the stage where we have kind of a rough pendant shape. So we'll take some more of these edges off now. This is the point we want to try now to get the shape that we want the final pendant to be. So we're going to take all the rough edges out and try to start rounding round. Okay. Now we're just adding a bit of a curve to the sides. The back is quite bulbous, so we're going to try to take some of the little imperfections out through the back, make them a bit smoother. So what's important to notice is I'm not trying to go for 100% perfectly smooth stone. What I do want to do is try and keep some of the character. So I want it to feel like it's natural, that it's been worn down with time rather than shaped. We've got a rough shape now. Lots of dust over the desk, as you can see here. So, let's clean this up a little bit. So, what we now need to do is, we're going to tint this one, I think. Now, there's different ways you can tint it. In this case, we're going to use gold because that's what we've got to hand. Now you can do paints. I use acrylic paints, etc. But I'm going to use this one, which is a permanent marker black, gold paint. So we're going to tint it. And I'm not too worried about if I get something on the edges because the next piece will clear up any of that if I do. But what I want to do is make sure that the entire gully is completely filled and covered across all elements. And you can do different gold paints, called colour paints, silver paints. I do like different colours, greens, purples and stuff like that. That's all done. Put that to the side. We'll let that dry for a second. Okay, so once that's dry, the next piece is to smooth out. And for this we're just going to use a disc sanding roll. So it's like these little disc sanding blocks that we get, and that's going to help smooth that out. Now that's going to create a hell of a lot of dust, but that is okay, we expect that. We're going to talk about the chain while that's drying. So there's a couple of ways. You can do the chain from scratch, and you can buy like this light leather roll by the meter. That's one way of doing it, and if I was to do it that way, I don't really do that anymore because it's actually easier for me to buy the leather straps with the clasps on. But let's say I did, what you would basically be doing here, if I can find where my clasps are, there we go. So you can buy these little metal clasps, and all you do then is they just feed straight into the end of each one, and you can either glue them in or crimp them together. And you do that to each end of it, and then you've basically got yourself a leather chain. But we're not going to do that today. As you can also buy, which I do in bulk, these leather straps that I've already got their attachments already on, so I don't need to worry, and it costs me the same as it would be to do the other two bits. Okay, so let's do this. So we've now got, after all those attachments, I only used one, but we're now just going to do a bit of a tidy up on it. So I'm going to work around the edges and just start to smooth and blend the front and the sides. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get it to feel more like natural wear down. Like it's been eroded over time. Not looking to get rid of every imperfection. I just don't want any sharp edges or obvious milling signs. You just got to keep working around. Once you've done that, you can do the front. Just doing this straight over the top. This will get rid of any ink marks. So any ink marks that are left over on the front will come off when you do this. And do the back. Again, just watching your hands as you do this. I've done this enough times to know that you can catch your hands from time to time. And I think that one is basically there or thereabouts done. Give that a quick wipe down. Now, one of the things I'd like to do afterwards, once I've got this all cleaned up, is I like to seal it with a slate sealer. It takes a little bit of time to dry, so I'll do that one afterwards. But once I've got this nice and clean, you've then got your stone. Hopefully you can see. Or I'll show you on the other camera in a sec. But then we've then got the chain. Now for the chain, it's nice and simple. We're just going to feed this straight through the front. Pull a little bit of the front through. Feed this over. Again, we don't want to make it, we want to keep this feeling quite old, authentic. I mean, the metal clasps, unfortunately, are going to look probably quite modern. But the idea being, once that's on, you've got there. Let's cut to the other camera. Okay, so there you go. And there we have one runestone necklace that people would like. And that just clips on. So look if I can get this on my neck. Like so. And there you have one runestone necklace. I hope you can see that. Ready to go. That'll just be treated up later, and that's how you do it. So I hope you found that informative and just how that process works. If you like the video, then please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like, share, leave the comments down below, and that of course is how Dave does it.